Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries this evening. Hope you're well. I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. uh, as previewed, of course, is let's just say my obsession with photography over the years and sort of how it evolved. It is actually pretty interesting because it is actually what I thought I was going to do. So I'm going to walk you through it. Whatever happens, happens. But I'm trying to keep these shows, reasonable in length. Okay, so no interest in photography necessarily at all, okay? Until I go to China. Now we're gonna discuss China. Yeah, I'm gonna do like a double feature on that because it's just a whole, I'm gonna try and make a week, 2 days. So around this time when we go, of course, it was a very different time when I went there, and I like travel photography, even if we went skiing, whatever, snap, just not, borrowing someone's camera, whatever. Then you have to remember that I grew up on sets. I did not grow up in East Lansing, no offense. So I was watching set photographers as far back as I can remember. And I have watched them and then grew a fascination later on as, when I was working all the time from, I don't know, 10 to 13. So I even, Bruce McBroom was one of the set photographers that I was fascinated with. He actually did the Farrah Fawcett poster that was so infamous or beautifully famous or whatever that y'all know from back in my day, or on t-shirts now, I don't know, whatever. So, okay, so then watching this, I'm 12 now, and I wanted to be a set photographer, not be, but I want to do what you're doing. So, and I expressed an interest in photography. So I am given a Canon, 35mm Canon. And that was my camera. So I started taking pictures on my mom's sets because my mom was like one of the top 2 wardrobe stylists for commercials, everything. So I was on her sets a lot because long story on that one. And so I'm now taking pictures of models that she's working with that I really like. These are like really coming out cool, and so that dovetails with the loving the travel photography and so on. So now I'm 12. I'm full throttle. I'm for the age. I'm trying to kind of like work the way some of the set photographers that I saw work, which is staging innocuous, inanimate objects or food or but people, I didn't have access to people, so I would like arrange some thing that you would, I don't know, sell coffee or whatever. So this is 12, 13-ish, right? Okay, so then I'm doing pretty much that. I'm documenting China, and then I'm like sort of flourishing into 14 with this interest in photography. So now let's go back to 14, which I will forever be, whatever, guys. So now we're, in addition to all that other stuff, I was a creative, accomplished child. So into 14, then I start becoming sort of like the photographer for my gang, my group of creative thugs, everywhere from Venice, California, my old stomping ground, Santa Monica, Hollywood, of course, and we are all over the place like urchins. We're not out like, popping pills and going to nightclubs all the time. We're roaming the streets. I'm with them, taking these wildest pictures. I know how to make them laugh so hard before I snap a shot that I get the most amazing pictures, right? So I'm doing this. We'll get it. Let me just jump to the fact that at some point at this time, 14-ish, I also am really leaning towards, I want to get it published. I want people to see my photography because I really thought this is where I was headed, guys. Directing, or photography. You know, take your pick. So now I'm 14 and I'm sliding into photography. And so now I need to know by 15, is she, after going out into the streets and just taking, you know, okay, 14, I was very heavily influenced, influenced by a photographer by the name of Lucien Clerge, Lucien Clergue, anyway, who worked with lighting and not necessarily people, but his play on light really, you know, now later on in life I liked Helmut Newton and I liked Diane Arbus, but this was sort of, you know, kind of an urban Lucien Clerge with people, you know, shadow and light and like random, very random. So at this point now I realize, okay, well, I need to know what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not going to be going to Thrifty to bring in my shit all the time. So there's photography class at 15-ish, whatever. And I sign up, and in that class you had to do everything. So now I'm well into 15, let's say later, way later, 15-ish. So I need to know more than this Canon that I'm carrying around. So I look into all kinds of cameras, because now I'm really believing this is really going to happen for me, and I'm loving it. So, you know, I'm given a Pentax and a camera, and, you know, I was even given a telephoto lens. That wasn't my thing. I used the 35mm cameras, obviously, as everyone did. But now I'm out and about, I'm doing my urban thing, I'm thinking, you know, I mean, I'm not thinking commercial anymore. I'm thinking like way out of the box for a 14, 15-ish kid. You can look on the preview for this show right before this video, and it will show you a piece of my work. Again, offset, not necessarily juxtaposition, but framing, and, you know, people, a person, but light and play on light, whatever. So now I'm learning, because I'm in this class, so I have to know everything. The teacher's not going to like develop my film for me. So I have to go out. I have to take what starts as this like amazing kind of friendship, documentation, travel, extensive, mixed with influences and my own style. Going into sometimes abandoned, like I went into the Wiltern Theater when it was believed that like half of the Wiltern Theater was abandoned, and I would crawl through windows. So there were some times that I did inanimate, not I would never call any of my work portraiture. But when I was 12, again, when I was on set, I always had a camera with me. I was coming back from doing a movie of the week in San Francisco, and all the way back, I'm like in Union Square in San Francisco. Like, I need to take pictures. And so anyway, that's that. So now I'm now developing my own film. If I go out, assignments galore, plus my passion for it. So I'm taking pictures all the time. Every time it rains, and I can cut class, I'm in Hollywood taking pictures with my girlfriend, with my best friend who I discussed the other show a couple nights ago, or by myself. Not smoking pot, not doing all these things, just like obsessed with urban documentation, play on light, all kinds of things. And so I'm doing this. Now I'm serious. So now I am picking my best pieces, what I think are my best pieces, and I am pushing them on what I would call underground magazines, but we're going like when I'm 15, that publish poetry primarily and photographs. So there was one called Letters of Dysfunction that published about 6 of my pieces, and I'm 15. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get a gallery show. You're 15, invincible. You're gonna do everything. And whatever. So now I'm traveling to Europe. Now I can't talk about this trip because it's my sophomore year, and that is chapter 8. And I love chapter 8. I think it's one of the most beautiful chapters in the book, but it's 4 pages, I know, but I still can't. So let's just say I'm in Europe. I'm convinced, so convinced, that I make like little phone calls, like on my way to like Germany or what, Dusseldorf. Like, hello, me on my landline, like, can I have a gallery show, So these people are really nice about it, and they did, like humored me in Germany. And I'm getting together the ones that were printed by Letters of Dysfunction, like, who'd ever heard of that? But I was obsessed also with Natalie Wood's grave, so I had like half a dozen of her graves. She had just been buried, whatever, that's another story. So I'm in Germany, and they're very kind about it, and I bring to, like, I'm 15, I bring to Europe like a portfolio, the size of South Dakota, with these big, like pictures I had taken in Los Angeles. So they were very kind. It didn't ever seem like it was a close call, but there I am with my big old thing, lugging it around Europe for no reason now. But I still love photography. So what do I do? I'm back in Los Angeles now, and I am really at this point so into it that I sort of fall back into that work that I grew up on, which was set photography, commercial set photography in particular. So then I sway back, just like I swung from being an actor to being a social worker to working at Mattel as a corporate executive. And so I swung back into commercial-ish work. I finally landed a job as a set photographer for a commercial, well-known comedic actress off of Coldwater Canyon. And what a day that was. I was responsible for getting all the set photography. And well, that was fun. So after that would happen, I was, coming into adulthood, and this is around coming of age. Then I was engaged at 19, and I met my partner at 2021. He was 19, I was turning 21, and everything stopped. All creativity stopped. I used to think I wanted to be a cartoonist too. We're going to get into maybe tomorrow night's show about where that whole intersection and crossroads ended up after sort of this, which is director, cinematographer, photographer, cartoonist, what happened? Okay, I'm trying to keep it short, I guess. I'm probably failing miserably, but thank you for joining me on this one, because it's very personal to me. I've never really talked about the photography thing, so hope you enjoyed it. I love when you share this time with me, and you know how important it is to me. And have a good whatever evening, day, morning, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.